All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back on this lovely Friday. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, everybody's having a great day. Good to see you, Randy, Norman, Michael. Good to see you, Deborah. Everyone, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, welcome back. It is Friday. It's starting to get a little nice out here, beautifully here in New York. Hopefully, everybody's getting ready for their Thanksgiving here in the United States, whoever's celebrating Thanksgiving. Hopefully, everybody's is going to oblige on the new rules. I think they said 10 people. So maybe we all could do just a drive-through, as a turkey. I don't know how it's going on in your neck of the woods, but in here in New York, it's pretty funny. But anyway, Friday's the type of a day you got to be really careful trading going into the weekend, especially going into a very big holiday weekend. There were a lot of stocks this morning that doing pretty well. Day trading yesterday was really, really unbelievable. We had some great movers yesterday we're going to talk about. Just like the list went on and on. We had JMIA, Blnk, FCell, Solo, and even our swing trades are doing pretty damn well too. So we're going to check them out. There were a couple of stocks that I did take a couple of hits on, but the thing is, that's okay to take a hit because some of the biggest issues people have is they don't know when to take losses. And listen, there's that 30-second rule we keep talking about. When you bought it, it should have went up at that moment. If it didn't, you got to move on and take that loss. So we want to talk about some of these good stocks. But there was this one stock this morning that we're trading, this AYRO, moved pretty nicely. It didn't make us move until 8:30. There's a lot of program trading that's going on. If you notice, I want to bring up Tom Sosnoff again from Tastyworks. Some brokerage firms start their trading at certain times of the day. They don't start until 8:30. So we had like two times. There's one at 8 a.m. and there's one at 8:30. So you'll notice that we get this chaos going on at those times. And it's pretty cool to actually watch when all those orders come in, when you see that market open up for them, for those brokerage firms. And believe me, they do control a lot of the volume. So that was pretty cool. But this stock is obviously doing pretty well. By the way, if anyone's having any audio issues, does everybody hear me loud and clear? It looks like Deborah's the only person that's having audio issues. Dale, good to see you. Good morning on YouTube Live. Thanks for coming. All right, so let's talk about what happened yesterday because we had a couple of stocks that did really well and want to just talk about them. Let's start with the JMIA. So JIMA yesterday, let me just bring up a little better chart here. You can see the stock right here had a really, really nice pop from 20 to 24. But not only was it good yesterday, it's been good for the past several days. See, remember I was telling you to be a good swing trader, you got to be a good day trader. And I'll constantly keep repeating that because how do you know when to jump into a swing trade? Just because all of a sudden you like the company? No. You need to know exactly what is the trend, where's it going. And you can see JMIA had such a great drop right here. It went from 18 down to 12, had that big correction there. And then all of a sudden, just show you right here, we had that big drop right here. And all of a sudden, bam, the thing just took off. And it's finally breaking that major resistance levels right there. So stock has been doing really, really well for us on that swing trade on that stock. But yesterday, it was a great stock trade. It's just like very little shakes, nice little trend. But it wasn't your level one type of stock. All right. Another stock that we traded yesterday did pretty well. Dlnk. Don't mind me. I think I got a little cold, so I don't have my voice like I used to. Sorry about that, guys. But the weather started changing. We went from like 70, almost 70 degrees on last Saturday, and we dropped all the way down to like the 20s. So, especially a guy like me, I like the outdoors. So, I think I caught a cold. I got to make sure I get rid of it. It's not COVID. That's all I'm going to tell you. Anyway, Blnk was another great stock that had a great move right here. You could see Blnk had a really, really nice pop. Stock literally went up from 15 to 19. Stop when usually we're done right around this time. And then obviously kind of flat line. Look, I could build a little bit of a Fausto flag up here, but she is going back on the watch list. But she's not going on the A list. I'm going to put her on the B list. But that one also did pretty well too. FCell was just an animal. Great, great pop. Stock has done really well for us. Really nice pop early in the morning, $5.20 to $6. And then you can see that thing just tanked. But right there, that time right there when it backed off, you got to look at it. This is where most of the time when we're done, 10:30. And then all of a sudden, the thing started flatten out. But that was a really, really huge winner for a lot of us. So that one worked out well. I actually lost money on that. I made money, but I gave it back because I thought it was really breaking out. Thing was an unbelievable swing trade from 220 to 550. But then, I kind of I lost money on that, like I said, because I thought I kept buying into it. I get very nervous when stocks go up really fast. They come down twice as fast. So you got to be really cautious when they do that. So as of right now, I know some people are looking at the swing trade and they're like, "Well, Fausto, what do you think?" Well, I'm looking at it. It's if it breaks this major support levels at 520, I'll be really concerned. Actually, maybe a little bit lower, right around here. So FSL, be very, very careful. KNDI, another great swing trade that's been doing unbelievable. Stock went from $6. It's literally almost up about 150%. Had a great close. I mean, you could see that right there. That was a great afternoon run right there. Beautiful push. And then after hours, even pushed up a little bit higher. But that one obviously had a really, really nice run. I'm going to also throw this on the B list, KNDI. To throw this back on the B list because she's been pretty strong and we've done really, really well with that one. So I want to keep an eye on that one. And that pretty much does it. There were a couple other ones that we did pretty well. Like I said, the Blnk was just, these battery stocks. I don't know what's going on with them. Oh, Solo. How can I forget Solo? Duh. Solo is just, I mean, this thing has been an animal. I read what the company does. They're up in Canada. They build electric vehicles, but I don't know if it's 1 or 2 passengers, something like that. But this thing has just been a rocket, a rocket. Stock you can see was at $4 up to $9. Don't be shocked. This could be another Neo. All right, it could be. And believe me, we saw that, and that could happen. So that one worked out pretty well. So let's go talk about what's moving this morning, because there are a couple of stocks that I do like. Hold on. Let me just change the time frame back to a minute. And I want to start off with the AYRO. So AYRO had a really nice push, and then all of a sudden she's starting to die out. You could see the stock was at 3. She's up about 100%. Be very careful of it. Big orders everywhere on the right-hand side. You could see a ton of people are trading it. 14 million shares trade already. So that's a lot of shares already in pre-market, but that tells me there's a lot of algorithm going on. IDTX, another stock. Oops, wrong one. I'm sorry. OPTTT, that's what I'm looking at. OPTT, keep an eye on this one right here because it's up about 8%. We trade this stock back in the past. You could see it right here. The stock right here was at $1 and it ran away to 3. So we remember this is like what we call a blast from the past. Nice short squeeze. It came right back down. It's not really moving substantially, but I do see sometimes these things do pop. It's not, you know what? I was going to put this on the A list. I'm going to pop it on the B list. OPTT. I'm going to scratch that. Sometimes they look pretty good in the morning, and then all of a sudden they change. We know about Solo. We're going to keep that on. And JMIA. That one also looks pretty good. SunW. This stock also, we did really well with SunW. Everybody remembers this stock right here. This stock ran from $1. It was in a great short squeeze, ran to 9. We just traded back in Halloween. A lot of us made a lot of money on that. We did a lot of good trick-or-treating on that. Nice little presence. Short squeeze, came right back down. But you could see she's starting to trend up again. Okay? So not only is she trending up, but that also becomes a good swing trade. So the trend is obviously doing pretty well. We're going to keep a close eye on that one. That one, I did put it on the B list. I'll tell you, this morning, we had a huge list this morning, and then all of a sudden things started changing. Blnk, same thing. 8 to 18. Stock is up $10. Nothing goes up in a straight line. So here's another stock. Been a great swing trade. Now all of a sudden, it could possibly be she's still up. She's up this morning, 900,000 shares, up about 5%. She's gapped up from yesterday, but she's starting to trend down. So I'm a little concerned about that. I don't like going into an open with the stock trends down a little bit, but she did make the list. Now, listen, a couple of the swing trades that we're doing pretty well on. Pinterest, look at that. Pinterest, I'm getting extremely excited. I'm really looking forward to see if the stock breaks its all-time high. I bought it, I sold it, I wrote it down, made a lot of money on it. Bought it back. Thank God I did. And you know what? I think a lot of us doing really well on it. I ended up paying, I think I paid like, I mean, we had this stock and it ran to 70. We had it for this big run up right here. And we owned it right around here, 40. I loved it. And we had this, and then we had this big earnings announcement right here. That was that big earnings announcement. And then all of a sudden that day she dropped. I was so ticked off and I ended up getting out like 62. Could have got out at right around 68, 67 or something like that. And it's a lot of money. That's really a lot of money. You know what I mean? To give away. And you could see, though, I was very thankful she dropped over here, but I ended up buying it back right around here. Finally, and thank God it broke this big resistance, but it's got to break this resistance right here. It breaks this, is all-time highs. This thing could be off to the races. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if that happens. Another good swing trade we're doing well on is DraftKings. Hold on. I may have it wrong. DKNG. So DraftKings also, we rode this stock, had a big run up. It ran from 30, went all the way up to this price right around 60, and then it dropped. I think a lot of us got out right around, I got out right around 52. And then all of a sudden, thank God, it ran down to 35. But a lot of us jumped back into it. Once it broke this resistance levels right here, I think a lot of us own it here at 42. So looking pretty damn good here. There's a huge seller in this stock right here. And if you remember from yesterday, he's not there yet. I could bring here level 4. You could see it right here. There was a 50. There was like 150,000 share seller at $50. And you could see even pre-markets having a really tough time breaking it. If this guy goes past that, this thing is off to the races. It looks like it could probably is going to test maybe 52, 53, but really 55 is the real next resistance levels. And then what was the other one that we had? Nikola. That one we're doing pretty well. I've been talking about that every day. Like I told you, I'm just a very big fan of hydrogen. I'm not a big fan of batteries because, I mean, those cars are still expensive, and to get those batteries, you still got to go to China and get they got the mining to build those batteries. Hydrogen, we got all the water in the world, okay? But it seems like the oil companies are the ones that keep pushing it down. But Nikola and F-Cell obviously benefiting from that regarding about that nice little rally. Now, obviously, you can see it's on a downtrend in pre-markets down to $1, but you could see a lot of us own the stock right around $20. And we made a lot of money on the stock. We rode this thing all the way up to, it's obviously not a really good-looking chart. You'll remember this day. We bought this stock right around here, and like in a couple of days, it ran to like 90, so we killed it on this one. And I got out around 89. I'll never forget that. Actually, go back on that day by the end of June. You can watch the recording of this event, and you can see us trading that stock in pre-market. So this is the beauty about these webinars that we do them every morning. We practice what we preach. So if you want to see some of the stocks that we did trade it as a swing trade, you'll see us keep talking about it. And you can always go back and justify, were we right, were we wrong, how it all played out. But the big thing you got to remember, guys, you got to remember to know how to take losses. All right. Now, anything I'm missing, I did not call out. Well, I know that, yeah. I mean, gold is starting to wake up a little bit. You saw what's going on with Bitcoin too. Also, I mean, Josh is a very big fan of Bitcoin. I guess millennials love the Bitcoin, but I just don't see it still. You know what I mean? I'm still a fan of gold and silver. I mean, I own a lot of that myself. James says, what about the VERI? It's going up. It's trending up, but the volume is a little light, James. I don't like the volume. 14,000 shares already in pre-market. Not really looking great. There was news on the cheap fusion earlier this week. Ultimately, cold fusion is the new answer. Okay, that's interesting. IDDX, I mean, it is on the watch list. I already brought that up, Donaldson. All right. Okay, guys, listen, it's Friday. Be very careful. I'm not a big fan of trading on Fridays. I'm like 50-50. I could go either way. So just don't get too speculative. Don't get too cocky on a Friday. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are the best. Monday, obviously, has always been an interesting, very volatile day. So you can see what's going on with coronavirus. They're already trying to get the FDA approval on that regarding about the vaccine. So that's actually working out pretty well. But just be very, very careful what you trade. Don't get too crazy on a day like today. All right. And then don't forget, we'll be back here at 2:30. All right, guys. And don't forget, next week is Thanksgiving. We have Tuesday. I'm going to be doing an exclusive event for they're going to be doing an exclusive event. Let me show you the link with timing research. So let me just bring this up so everybody can see it. So don't forget, guys. Remember, great traders never stop learning. So make sure you show up and come to the timing research event, multi-speaker event. Remember, it's a great time of the day when to get away from the computer. And you know what? It's probably the last pretty good day, decent trading day before Thanksgiving here in the United States. All right, guys. Good luck. Happy trading. Be safe. And for all the cyber traders out there, we'll start commentating 5 minutes right when the market opens up. Remember, let the smoke clear. Let the market open up for 5 minutes. And if you watch this on YouTube, Facebook Live, if you ever want to come and join us in our trading room, just click on the bottom, like us, friend us, and pay the $9. Do a quick trial. The worst thing that could happen is that you learn something. Thank you very much. Good luck. We'll see you back here at 2:30.